Hey, what's up everybody? Gonna make a video here in the FRS. Headed home from work, I figured I'd make a video. And today we're gonna talk about first cars. So the question today is the FRS BRZ a good first car for somebody? And in my personal opinion, I would say no. And it's not because this car is a bad car, but it's not necessarily first car material. And the reason I say that is primarily for the cost that is going to be to your initial purchase cost. These are still fairly new vehicles, and even if you get the first model year, which is the 2013, you're still going to be paying about $15,000–$17,000. That's a pretty hefty price for a first car. And it works great if you're going to get it. It's going to be very reliable. We'll get in more of this in a little bit. But it's gonna work good for you for those 2 years while you're in high school. But typically big things happen, big changes in life happen after high school. And in my opinion, you're gonna kind of want something that is either gonna be highly practical, which is like a 4-door sedan type car, or something that's gonna be very cheap that is pretty easy just to move on from. However, if you're dead set on getting a car like this, if you're capable of getting this car, if you're really looking into it, I'll go over a couple reasons why this car may or may not be a good first car for you. So looking at it, this is a good first car for you. The first thing to definitely look at, like I already brought up, is going to be your initial cost. Like I said, this is going to be a fairly high initial cost in the first car. However, you can't just look at your initial cost. You're going to look at the cost of what it's going to be to run and maintain, fuel the car, everything like that. And that's also going to be considerably high for a new driver income. So if you look at the miles per gallon, that's going to be pretty good. If you're going to take it on a lot of highway driving, anything like that, you can average mid-30s in it. And that's excellent. That's where you're going to want to be when you're looking at a new car. But this car takes premium fuel, and it will only take premium fuel. You can't get away with mid-grade or anything. You're going to have to use the highest type of fuel that your fuel station offers. And that can get pretty costly, even though the fuel tank's only about 13 gallons. So moving aside from cost, another thing to definitely look at when considering a new car is going to be how practical it's going to be for your situation, how you're going to be using the car. For most situations, new cars, you're going to be taking back and forth to high school, so it has to be fairly reasonable to do that. But also, you're going to probably be going out with friends. You just got your car. You're going to want to drive everywhere. It's a new freedom. So you're typically going to want to go with friends. You're going to want them to be in your car, especially once you can get more than just the one person in your car. And whoever friend you put in the back seat probably isn't going to be your friend too much longer if you have to drive any distance with anybody back there. So something that's definitely going to be related to practicality is going to be the drivability of the car. And being that you're a new driver, you're going to have not too much skill behind the wheel. You're not going to really know how to correct certain situations when things go wrong on the road. But this car is going to be one that's going to have to require a little bit of responsibility and finesse when driving it. It's not like any car that has a high amount of horsepower that's going to get away from you. It definitely has manageable power, even for a new driver. But everybody knows this car comes standard with skinny tires that are meant to slide. And you're typically not going to want a car that's designed to slide as your first car. That's going to be a big way to get yourself into trouble, because anybody that's looking at this car is going to know that, and they're definitely going to want to try it. I know I did as soon as I got the car. This wasn't my first car. I was a little bit older by then. But of course you're going to want to see how this car slides. Everybody talks about how easy it is. But just because it's easy doesn't mean that you're immediately a drift king and can drift around every turn. And it may not be something that you can necessarily control as being a 17-year-old. But aside from how safe the car is to drive, the actual safety in the event of a collision obviously is going to be pretty high, being that this is a new car. It has to meet modern standards for crash test safety. You're typically going to be using the car every single day, going back and forth to school, probably going to be using it on the weekends, so it's going to be a car that's going to be used 7 days a week pretty much. So you're going to want something that's fairly reliable, and this definitely fits that category. But that's simply because it's going to be a newer car. But it also being that it's a pretty modern car, they do last. You're going to see over 100,000 miles with this car. This is a new modern engine, and like most modern engines, they need synthetic oil these days. And this takes a 020 weight oil. And being that it's so thin, it's for your fuel economy, it is a little more expensive, and a typical oil change is going to run you about $45 to $50. So there you have it, everybody. That's my opinion on being that this car is a first car. In the comments below, let me know what your thoughts are on that. Maybe you have this car as your first car. Maybe you're considering as your first car. If you're considering as your first car, hopefully you found this video pretty helpful. If you did, leave a like, and you can subscribe if you'd like to stay up to date on all the new videos coming out on this channel. So I'll see you next time.